I read a very interesting question earlier this morning. I thought I'd do a video on it. When should you mix out of a track, or how long should you play a song at an event? Now, this is very much going to depend on the track, the audience. There are a lot of factors here, but here are just some thoughts on it. There are medleys out there. There's a Beatles medley, there's a Michael Jackson medley, there's Jive Bunny. You guys are all probably familiar with that. It's just kind of in and out of several tracks, covering a genre real fast within, maybe a 3.5 to 6 minute block of music. That's cool to do for like big band, for like Jive Bunny, for instance. There are times, though, where you really need to pay attention to what your audience is doing to determine this. What I mean by that is, my general rule is, I like to stay in a track until I feel the energy level has peaked for it. Recently, I was at an event and a DJ was doing a freestyle set, and they came in really strong. And the audience just responded so well to this. They perked up, the energy level completely changed in the room. And they did the intro, the verse, the chorus, and then jumped out into something else, freestyle. But what was odd about this was people were still coming onto the dance floor for the first song before he mixed in to the second song. And I thought that was a mistake. I know this DJ was saying to himself, I'm going to do a freestyle quick mix set. They had thought that in their head, that was the thing to do. But when you watch the audience, that's not at all what they wanted. They wanted to hear the first track. Because, again, that energy level had not peaked for that first track yet. And I'm not even sure that the tracks that he followed up with were as strong as the first one. So, yeah, you kind of have to watch your audience and pay attention. It's staying in that moment with that energy level. And it's the kind of stuff that comedians talk about. I've heard them say, when you tell a joke and the audience starts laughing or applauding or whatever, what do you do while they're doing that? You don't want to interrupt them, because you want the applause and you want everybody to kind of absorb what just happened. So what comedians usually do is freeze in the moment. So if I'm telling a joke like this right here, and then here's the punchline, you freeze. You don't move. You just freeze in the moment. And you let the applause happen. You let the laughter happen. And when it's over, you start moving again and move on to the next thing. It's kind of like if you were DJing a wedding and there's a first dance. The couple's out there dancing. The song's over, and as the song is ending, the audience starts applauding. Maybe they stand up and applaud. The bride and groom are hugging, and there's this thing happening. You don't interrupt that. You let that happen until it starts to die down. When the energy level is off of its peak and it starts to go down, that's when you go ahead and get on the microphone and say something or play the next song or whatever the case might be. Same thing with these mixes. Pay attention to your audiences. Don't just say to yourself, yeah, this is going to be a quick mix set, because it might not be. The energy level might be so high that you want to kind of hang in there and play the song. Again, this is greatly going to depend on what kind of event you're doing, what kind of music you're playing, where you're at in the night, but there are just some thoughts for you. If you have any questions, answers, suggestions, write down here in the comment section. As always, we'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.